Houston, Texas, United States of America. My name is Smart Mado Ajaja, and the anchor of Nigeria Now at ONN and the Nightingale Radio International, and the convener of Open Nigeria and Africa Unite. Good morning. How you are doing? I hope those of us who are ready for work this week are already getting themselves set, and those late night sleepers like me, I'm still up. It's about 3:06 a.m. here in Houston, Texas, Central Standard Time, Houston, Texas. Yes, thank you very much for our earlier conversation. Thank you, YouTube. Thank you, Facebook. Thank you, TikTok. I enjoy your very, very amazing support. And I'm not going to stop asking because we got a job to do, to set our countries, our continents, and the world at large, right, for human survival. We need this work on improving our humanity so that our humanity will be better served than it has ever been served, especially at a very challenging moment in our world history. Thank you very much. And for those who are just tuning in for the very first time, please do me a favor, do your country a favor, do Nigeria a favor, do Africa, do Europe, do America, do everywhere, South America a favor by, following, liking, sharing. If you love what we are doing, we are a global movement. Yes, I'm from Nigeria, but who cares? It doesn't matter what we speak. Truth is truth everywhere on earth. And we got a lot of work to do to improve our humanity, like I said earlier. So I will appreciate those who are just tuning in, who have never followed before. Please follow and like, and I will like you back too. I think I've reached the limit. I'm going to have to look at critically at, especially on TikTok, the number of people that I'm following and the very active follower, so I can better organize myself to actually reciprocate your kind gestures. Thank you very much. And YouTube, thank you very much for our earlier broadcast and how you have responded. We have created a membership platform right now. So if you love what we are doing, please don't hesitate to, to become a member. And for those who are on other platforms that want to connect with us on YouTube, our YouTube channel is at Nigeria Now on ONN. At Nigeria Now on ONN. That is our YouTube channel. We will appreciate your membership and give us that support that we need. It's a lot of work that we have to do. We need support to get this job done. We need the numbers by way of you subscribing and by way of your membership. Whatever you can do to support this cause, we sincerely and deeply appreciate you. Yes, the issue that we're talking about this morning, hopefully it's not going to be a very long broadcast because I need to catch some sleep, is about what is taking place again. Nigeria, it is, so much going on in Nigeria, and the Nigerian diaspora has a huge diaspora population, estimated to be about 40 million Nigerians outside the shores of Nigeria. So if you extrapolate that and add it to the number at home that we put roughly at 250 million, this Nigerian population is actually nearly about 300 million if we could count. But sadly, we cannot count because everything in that country is rigged. Everything is rigged, to bring unintended outcome. And that is why we are. So data are not really very trusted in Nigeria because we have not been able to pinpoint, how many we are. The first attempt to count Nigeria, I think that 2015, yes, was scuttled by the greed of one of the presidential candidates who was the sitting president. Some group of criminals came to him to tell him that he should fire, for no just cause, the National Population Commission chairman who had mapped the country to do the first scientific counting here in Africa. So that was aborted. What a tragedy of a nation. And still, we have not been able to learn anything from all these mishaps so we can set our country right. But that is part of the work, and that is what is getting us into trouble. Well, do I say trouble? Yes. When you speak the truth in Nigeria or anywhere, you become an opponent of government, those who want to drive the country down. But we have a duty, as citizens of Nigeria, just like you have duties as citizens of your various country to stand up for that country. And what we are doing is standing up for Nigeria. So the protest they had, that I wasn't very satisfied about how it was driven. They said that it was sponsored by the diaspora. So what? What is wrong in sponsoring a protest, that is aimed at making your country work, a country that is failing and collapsing? So some diasporas decided, if that was the allegation was true, and they call us diaspora. We are no longer Nigerians. They call it Nigerian diaspora like we are foreigners inside that country. So sad that they discovered that those behind the planning of and the sponsorship of the protest were from the diaspora, and that they had that put those people on the list, on a watch list. This is coming from a young girl that was just appointed the Controller General of Immigration Services, and her name is Kemi Nandap. Kemi Nandap is of the same Yoruba tribe as the rogue president who forced himself power, twisted the arms of Nigeria, violated all the institutions, including violating the Constitution of Nigeria, to announce himself president and sitting illegally and legitimately on the seat of the presidency of Nigeria. So any and every appointment he has made is a rogue appointment, and not appointment that is in line with the provisions of the Constitution of Nigeria. So here comes this young girl who was just appointed a few days ago, not even up to a week. The first thing she did was to issue threats to we who live in the diaspora outside Nigeria, that we were responsible for sponsoring the protests, the and bad governance in Nigeria protests. Nigeria has been poorly governed, but this one has made it worse. First time we are being governed by an entirely rogue gang of thieves. Yes, the rogue president is a drug dealer, arrested, prosecuted here in the United States. He did a plea bargain for which he paid 500,000 US dollars to avoid going to jail. And then from there, he left and returned to Nigeria, became a senator. From there, he became a governor, and he's been working on this project to force himself as president of Nigeria. He worked with a terrorist, the immediate past president of Nigeria, Mr. Muhammadu Buhari, who worked with Bazoum, the ousted Bazoum of Niger, to create a Boko Haram that became a tormentor to our people, driven by the quest for the Chad Basin economics. Yes, that is what exactly. They worked in tandem with France to disable and destroy that part of Nigeria. Now they have morphed into what we call Fulani bandits across Nigeria, occupying our forests and farmlands, creating not just physical insecurity, creating both physical and food insecurity, because our farmers are no more able to access their farms. And they compromised our immigration posts. Our borders have become so porous. All the arms that came from the destabilization of Libya, yes, flooded Nigeria, to disable, to compromise our country's national security. No thanks to Obama Barack, the then president of United States, who worked with Nicolas Sarkozy, again of France, to destabilize that African country. And since then, you hear about what is taking place in the Sahel, Yes, that was what Obama and Sarkozy did. And when they come into any country, they never clean up. They destroy the place, they destabilize the place for whatever they wanted, involving their NATO, yes, not Atlantic Trade Organization, and their armed forces came, jumped on that little small progressive African country, destroyed it, and then exposed the Sahel and the West African sub-region to the type of security hell that we are having. And they will come back and tell you they want to help you. Help you as how? They are not helping you. They are there protecting their interest, bring their military bases that they set up everywhere in Africa, with which they escort minerals that they stole from those countries. And that was why what happened in Niger happened, that France was expelled from Niger, expelled from Mali, expelled from Burkina Faso, expelled from Senegal, and on and on and on, because of the legacy of colonialism that took another form. Yeah, after they announced that African countries were given independence that was Greek in nature, not truly independent, especially the French colonies. They were still paying France. Yes, they were still paying France taxes, and their central bank was all in France. They borrowed money and paid interest on what France was keeping, according to them, keeping for them in their own reserve bank. So those countries had no right to have their own reserve banks. Yes, in all, France was stealing $500 billion every year, from these 14 of their colonies in Africa. What a shame. Yeah, little France is doing that. So this is the reason why Africans must open their eyes and wake up and be who they are supposed to be. Yes. Anyway, that is a digression I'm talking about here. So this Kemi Nandap it was appointed the new immigration boss. Is supposed to be overseeing the country's borders, air, land, and sea borders, instead of focusing on looking at her appointment, looking at the challenges before her, examining the reason our borders have been so porous. The first shot she took was mostly tribal, because a lot of the appointments Mr. Bola Ahmed Tinubu made, 90% of them are his tribesmen. Yes, exactly. The chief of army staff is his tribe man. I think the chief of air staff, all the service chief, nearly all of them are his tribes people. And now Kemi Nandap, yes. So they come to defend tribe and not to defend their job. Majorly, they don't understand their responsibilities as service chiefs or somebody who is in charge of customs or immigration. So that's what it is they have been doing. They will come and be making political statements. Yes, political statements from a chief of army staff who is not supposed to be near politics or sent around it. Yeah, the chief of defense staff is doing the same thing. Now Kemi has joined them. All they are so scared of the diaspora, but they don't understand what the diaspora does. Last year, the diaspora sent over nearly 30 billion US dollars to support the Nigerian economy. Without the diaspora, the economy of Nigeria would be laying prostrate right now. Yes, we are the reason Nigeria is still breathing. And now you are insulting the diaspora population. And when they react, there's going to be some effect. And her behavior, her response, her assault is unwarranted, disgusting, and unacceptable. She fails to recognize that we are citizens of Nigeria, and not aliens to Nigeria, and that we have full rights. Yes, full rights, including our rights to holding those who misrule our country accountable. Yes. When they get into these offices, they become so intoxicated, they abandon their responsibility and be chasing shadows. Now, the word. Tell me, what is wrong in organizing a protest against bad governance in Nigeria by citizens of Nigeria. What is wrong? They did not pick up arms to want to invade the country, which they have a right to do when things get really crazy and the country is unsafe for people. We have a right to take any action that we deem fit to save our country, secure it, and secure the people. It's part of that responsibility that we owe Nigeria. Yes, make Nigeria safe. Yeah, thank you, Hamidu. Thank you, Hamidu Jallo. Thank you very much from YouTube. Yes, that is what all this is about. Now, I don't know what kind of training manuals that they use to train them. I don't know when they train them, how they train them. Do they train them like officers, responsible people? Do they see themselves as citizens of that country, or they see themselves as aliens who will come and be dictating some kind of tunes for the people to dance to? This is frustrating. Somehow it's difficult to put one's hand around it to understand why these people behave the way they behave. Kemi has failed to understand that there have been people before her on that position, and that those people, at the end of the day, went away, left either retired, they were relieved of their positions of something. But she fails too to understand that we are Nigerians with access to information about whoever we want. Now she's inviting us to dig into who she is and her corruptibility, which I know that if we put our searchlight on it, we're going to find something. So I don't know if she's ready for this fight that she just started. It's unwarranted. There's no reason for it. And those who were part of the planning, if at all they came from the diaspora, they are not in violation of any laws of Nigeria. Yes, the right to question is a basic human right. It's a constitutional right for every citizen of any country. So where did the diaspora err? Where? Why would she generalize and throw that type of salvo on the diaspora, peace-loving people, hard-working people? We live double life. After we live for ourselves and our families here, we still remember that we have a country. We establish businesses there. We support families there. We support friends there. We support programs. We support responsible government. We wire our money in billions of US dollars to support the ailing economy from what the politicians and their accomplices in corporate Nigeria have wrecked. Yeah, people fleece our country to become the richest men in Africa and aspiring to be the richest men on earth. Unquestioned. People use Nigeria's money to build private refineries. Yeah, they use Nigeria's money to build their own refineries. And then nobody is asking them. People are doing round tripping, insider trading to undermine the economy of Nigeria. Those people are known. Nothing is being done to them. Diaspora is the easiest punch bag, very accessible to them. Kemi, I don't think you want to start this because we're going to dig you out. We know where to touch. We know how to go about it. I don't think you will be able to afford what you just started. The diaspora has been the reason. They are the only people that rattle the criminals in Nigeria. They are the only people they cannot bribe to shut up. Yes, they are the only people who are standing. We receive all kinds of messages. Like I'm staying here right now. Some people are sending us messages. Please don't get tired. You know you are the only hope we have right now. Everybody is scared. They use the army. They use the DSS. They use the police. They use even the civil defense now, abusing the people's rights in Nigeria. Yeah, but we know that all these things are going on. We are in touch with the people at home. We are in touch. We have friends in the armed forces. We ask them questions. Why are you people behaving this way? They tell us what they tell us. those who are not part of what is happening, those who are unhappy, with what is taking place, who are in the armed forces, they tell us. We have all these connections everywhere because they're our brothers and sisters. Some of us are our blood brothers. Some are our friends. You think you'll be destroying our country and then we fold our arms because there is one man they call a Milokon who said it is his turn, our Lokon, and stuff like that. We are not going to bow. We are not going to be afraid. We can do without coming to Nigeria that they put us, the diaspora, on a watch list. On a watch list, as if we are terrorists, on a watch list, and that when they come into the country, they'll be alerted, will be arrested, and taken to the appropriate authority for further action. What a shame of a country. So, again, the best of Nigeria is out of Nigeria. They have driven all the good people out of Nigeria. Those who could have reinvented Nigeria, those who make Nigeria work, they chase all of them out. Our young people are leaving the country in droves. I would think that should alarm the people to examine what they are doing wrong that is chasing everybody away. And then you are saying this. Kemi, I am not sure that you will be able to stand this heat this fire that you just ignited. Yes, we know the corruption in the immigration. We know much about the passport racketeering. All right? I know somehow when we touch what we touch, we'll find you out. You think many people are with you, are happy with you, people who work there with you for all that you guys do? We know. So welcome to this fight if you can afford it. I'm not going to ask you for apologies because we know apologies is so scarce among African leaders. Yes, they never apologize. They are forced. And that is what it is. If you think this is going to be one thing that will scare us, scare the diaspora from continuing to speak up, you have made the worst bet of your life. It is not going to, we are not going to get tired. For me personally, what I want to see done is for the people to chase Bola Tinubu out. Did you hear that? So, do you need to write my name in that your list? Put me as number 1. I'm not scared. I want him out. It's my right. My right as a citizen. I know what it takes to be a citizen of a country. I know how much I take Nigeria. I know how much I love Nigeria to be doing what I'm doing. Nigeria is even lucky that some of us are not as bad. We could have started working with foreign mercenaries to come and take over Nigeria. But I am a patriotic Nigerian, very patriotic, and I am a Pan-Africanist. I understand what imperial powers have done to bring Africa down to the way it is. That is why I will not, that is an area that I will not consider. But we can inspire action in Nigeria. And that is exactly what is going to happen. If you think this is a joke, watch and see it happen. All right? You think it's the end, but this is just the beginning. The people of Nigeria have been taken for granted for far too long. You made them, turn them into robots. You turn them into scary cats who are afraid of speaking the truth, even when they know that is the truth. Our people now forced to align with their oppressors in order for them to survive, in order for them to eat, in order for them to breathe. They scare the shit out of our people. You can't scare us. We don't have to come to Nigeria. Okay, we are outside Nigeria now. You are losing sleep. So what if we come into the country? You see, times have changed. A lot of things are changing. Provide the leadership. If there was leadership in Nigeria, we won't be having this type of conversation. But there is nothing What has been happening is that the worst lead our country, including you now, who doesn't know her left from her right, including General Victor Musa, who looked like somebody who did not finish elementary school. The same thing with the Taurid Lagbaja. Culture of arrogance and impunity. Yes, we can't. You say we have a democracy. Is this democracy? If we had democracy, you will know that you respect the right of other citizens to ask questions. And this is exactly what we are asking. We are not asking you violently. We did not put any gun on anybody's head. We have not brought armored cars into Nigeria to invade the country. We are not doing any of such that. We are asking questions. Why is our country the way it is? Why can't our country run the way it is? Look at your duty post, for instance, immigration. Immigration. Kemi, let me ask you, how long does it take to obtain a Nigerian passport? And how much does it cost to obtain a Nigerian passport? I ask you, have you ever done passport for somebody outside the official costs? Yes, Kemi. You know we have all those records. Have you done that? Have you been involved with illegal acquisition of a passport, Nigerian passport on behalf of someone? Have you done that? We know all that. What you list on your official website when we go and apply for passport is never that. Your people, your men come here to do passport racketeering. They so plan it, they want to come from Nigeria to come and do passport for Nigerian citizens here. They'll be earning extra code from the government, and then when they come here, they charge the people 2 times the actual cost of, maybe 3 times the actual cost of procuring the passports. We go to the Nigerian embassy here to get a passport. They will trick you here, trick you there, in order to collect money. The same disease, the same virus in Nigeria is there. And you are part of that system. Instead of shutting your mouth up and learn the new rope of the job that you are about to do, you decided to start attacking the diaspora. We are the reason that Nigeria is still existing. We are the reason Nigeria is still relatively, has not gone out of control. Do you know the crime wave that will come into Nigeria when we decide that we are shutting down, we are not going to wire money to Nigeria anymore? And we are coming to that. We are coming very close to that. Why will I go and put my money inside a country where the money will evaporate and becomes nothing tomorrow? I have a bank account that has been frozen here by your system. So you might just as well put me on that list, because if you are not, I know that perhaps I'm already there. I've been there a long time ago. So my own is not a new list. If they can summon the courage to freeze my account, I know. So what is it? So who is afraid of being on that list? Rickety list. You want to act as if you have something to do. You are not serious. So, Kemi, I tell you this. You will not be able to afford this direction that you are headed. It's going to cause you some really serious headache. This is a violation. You are violating my right to question bad leadership. Apart from having my basic human right, the right to life, the right to choice, the right to freedom of expression. Did you hear that? Right to freedom of expression. Did you hear right to choice that I said before that? Right to freedom of expression, right to freedom of association. Yes. All right. And right to self-determination. You cannot violate those rights. Those are basic. You didn't give them and you cannot take them. Now, coming to my right as a citizen of Nigeria, right to, you know, question those who are supposed to be leading me is a constitutional right. Then my civic responsibility, my moral obligation to see my country run by the best and run in the best way. It's a moral obligation. So what you are doing, you are immoral by attacking those rights to my citizenship of Nigeria. Now, who is right or wrong here? You know, as a citizen of Nigeria, I see Nigeria as my mother. I see Nigeria as my father. You are supposed to be my sister. And Bola Ahmed Tinubu is supposed to be my brother. But he's running my mother down. He's running my father down. And you expect me as a responsible son to be quiet while he's doing that and while you are doing that, defending the evil that he represents, a drug dealer, a certificate forger, and an identity thief. Are you not ashamed of yourself that you are defending him? And on what ground are you defending him? On the ground of tribalism, that he's a Yoruba like you. That is all. If it was someone, you all will connive and be sabotaging the person, like you guys did to Jonathan Goodluck. We know all these things. And this is what must stop in Nigeria. So the country will stand and run like a normal country. This evil that you people do is the reason why Nigeria is the way it is. Tomorrow, a Fulani will come, and then he will start the same thing like Buhari did. Already, the only people who have never had the opportunity to do anything, we don't know how they will react if they are given the opportunity. I hope not. They are the Igbos, the ones that you connive to put a cup on. You put them, you slice them, put them on the side. You prevent them. You are driving them from Lagos. You are driving them from everywhere. You don't want them to be. How long are we going to continue this? This is what we are stopping. This is what we want to see stop so our country can grow. So when I see you, Kemi, I will say, hey, Kemi, how are you? If you have time and I feel like offering you, I can offer you a cup of tea and we drink it together as brothers and sisters that we are supposed to be under one banner of one country. What is wrong with you? What is wrong with you people? What's wrong with Lagbaja? What is wrong with Victor Musa? What is wrong with you? And what is wrong with Betokun? All of you are all Yorubas ganging up. Yeah, sorry that I have to say this in support of one criminal. Why should I be proud of a brother who is criminal? He appointed you. All you needed to do was do the job. Learn if you did not know what is required of you on that job. And then focus on it. Instead of putting yourself in the eyes of this kind of hell that is about to come to you. Because a lot of diasporas are angry. And in the coming days, you're going to see a lot of things that will come. We are going to investigate you here now. So any person, people who are listening to this broadcast, please, on that radar. You say you have us on a watch list. You are on a watch list of many people. Can you handle that? Because we are going to expose you big time. All you needed to do was shut up, do your work, and just be quiet. Now you have decided to be the politician. All right? I hope you know the fire Lagbaja and Victor Musa are drawing for their foolishness. They are supposed to be members of the armed forces. Constitutionally, they are supposed to be neutral. And, you know, not to defend a government. Their job is not to defend the government. Victor Musa is coming, they are defending their democracy. Which democracy? Do you have a democracy in Nigeria? Democracy that that became possible. Your type of democracy, is that democracy? Democracy of a drug dealer? Democracy of a violated Supreme Court and the entire judiciary? Democracy of a useless an army that has not been infiltrated by Boko Haram? Or you don't know that? Democracy of what? Where is the democracy without healthcare delivery system? Democracy without infrastructure? Democracy without pipe-borne water? democracy where people cannot open their mouth to express themselves, democracy where people, when they come out to protest, they expect you to apply to use a certain part of Nigeria to demonstrate. You know, there's no freedom. Nigerians are not free. That is why they are fighting for freedom. But there's a limit to where how much you can curb them. One day it's going to explode. And when it explodes, nobody will be able to contain it. You cannot control Nigerians. Yes, they are doing a great job now doing that. But how long? How long? How long? They were castigating Kenyans. We don't want what happened in Kenya to happen here. Who says who? As if you are the owners of Nigeria. Who are you? You are a damn citizen, just like the rest of us. You stole election to announce yourself president. The people of Nigeria did not elect you. You are not the president of Nigeria. Bola Tinubu is not the president of Nigeria. If he was president of Nigeria, why is he so... he has become a field marshal. You know, why is he destroying the armed forces of Nigeria? He has not been able to secure our land. Our economy has gone prostrate. Our exchange rate, how much was the exchange rate today? 1,000, nearly 2,000 naira to $1. You see? What happened in Zimbabwe some years ago is here. The naira was stronger than the dollars up to early 1980s. You are not asking questions because you are part of the corrupt system. Now they have appointed you to eat, to steal, to loot. That is the reason. But you know what? You have put yourself in a very uncomfortable position. We're coming after you. We will x-ray you and lay you bare before the people of Nigeria. Since you know too much to be the politician attacking those who are helping the country, those who are the reason the country is still existing, those who have resisted all kinds of things to be part of anything that would destabilize the country. You are taking on them. You are not serious. Nigerians, get ready for more protests. You must protest. It's your right. You must protest. Don't let no one shout you down. East, west, north, and south. You must protest. Those who were hiding before, the country is going to get worse because Bola Tinubu has no plan. He doesn't have an idea. He thought it was, he just wanted to be president. Okay, see you president now. What have you presided over? You are borrowing more. The first day you came, you made a foolish fuel subsidy gone. As if you had a native. Even if I know that the fuel subsidy thing has been a fraud for a very long time. You didn't need to say that. Now, when you said that, Nigeria being Nigeria, everything went haywire for your foolish pronouncement. Second day, you went and bought yourself a yacht. You just come, area head of state. You came to enjoy yacht. What do you need a yacht for? When people are not able to feed, you are buying a yacht. You are a selfish man. You have come to destroy. All right? All the controversies around you now, you are not able to solve any one of them. All right? Now, members of National Assembly, corrupted all of them. 160 million naira each to buy a sports utility vehicle in a country where people go to sleep on empty stomachs. Good president. And your entourage is more than the entourage of the United States president. Does not use that type. I've been in cities driven on the same road when the U.S. president Obama was in Alabama. One time I was in Alabama. They didn't shut down Montgomery. They didn't shut down Birmingham because Obama was in town. When Bola, Tinubu, Bulaba is in town, they will shut down the whole city. Everything will come to a standstill. Markets will be closed. People who are buying are not able to buy. Road users will be stranded because of one man that stole his way to power. Africans, typical Africans. All right, when he's on the road, the whole road is closed. You see over 500 vehicles in his fleet. You imagine how much it costs to fuel those vehicles because of one man. Yes. All right. And then they flood the whole place with police officers. And all those police officers are said to be on special duty. All right. Special duty comes with much more money to be paid by the state. Very wasteful. Because he wants to exert himself as the president of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. Right? And you say you are copying American presidential system. You did not copy prudence. You did not copy intelligence. You did not copy that the judiciary is not a rubber stamp of the president. You hear the debates we watch here about what takes place in the U.S. Senate and the House of Representatives. Do you see rubber stamp anywhere there? Even people from your party, they will have differences with you about your policies and how it will impact on their places, the places where they are represented. That is what is uppermost. They take those things with them to Washington. Whenever any bill is brought upon, how is it going to impact? How is it going to impact Houston, for instance, for those who are representing Houston? They will work it out. But in Nigeria, is Bokassa, President Bokassa. Anything he says, it goes. They are there to share money. That's all. They share money, they misappropriate anything he asks for, they get because he gives them kickbacks. That's what they are doing. At the end of the day, nothing is done. Look at Nigerian schools. The educational system is gone. Healthcare delivery system is gone. People are sick. They go to the hospitals to die. I wouldn't even take my dog to a Nigerian hospital. That is how bad it is. Because I've been there to see from the standpoint of somebody who has worked in the medical field for almost 40 years. I went into the Nigerian hospital one day. I said, no. My sister was sick. I had to take her away from that place fast. And when I was taking her away, the other patients there were crying. I wish I had a brother like you. I felt so bad. Yes, that is how bad. But when they are sick, they run here. They come to Houston. They go to UK. They go to Dubai. They go to South Africa. They go to India. India now is the hub. Yes. After wrecking their own. Kemi, you are a disgrace to Nigeria. You are a disgrace to the immigration. I know you are not a good immigration officer, but we are going to investigate you. Know that now. So, and you don't have you can't clean any of your records because we already have what we need to come after you. So you ought to have shut up and not even make this type of misadventure that you started. That is not in your place. We are citizens of Nigeria. We are not aliens. You have no right to curb us. You have no right to threaten us with arrest if we come into Nigeria for standing up to a government that is wrecking our country, a government that is starving our people to death, a government that is sleeping while Boko Haram is destroying our communities, while Fulani herdsmen are killing, maiming, raping, kidnapping, and robbing our people, and even selling human parts, selling organs. They are doing organ harvest in our forests. And I saw how proactive the Nigerian army became for a 10-day protest that did not last up to 6 days, sadly. Yes. They flooded the whole country with soldiers. But our forests are all occupied by Fulani bandits. So those soldiers, I didn't know that Nigeria had as many soldiers. So they couldn't take them into the forest to comb through and arrest those magas. Yes, that is how effective. Nigeria works in reverse gear. Nigeria works in opposite direction. The Nigerian system is anti-progress. Nigerian system is anti-truth. Nigerian system is anti-justice. Nigerian system is anti-people who stand up to do the right thing. That is why everybody is corrupt. Everybody in Nigeria. I don't think if there's any exception. You go in there because the corruption, is reign supreme there. You find yourself doing corrupt things. Yes, it's so easy, it's so difficult to not be corrupt when you get inside Nigeria, because corruption is the language. It is now in the grassroots. That is why we are where we are right now. That is why when you go to Nigeria, you want to do something right, you will meet a lot of obstacles. Yes, I have a business that I abandoned in Nigeria because of the Nigerian system. I could not pay anybody bribe. I said, no, I'm not going to do it. I said, forget it. Yes, that's what Nigeria does to you. At the airport, you arrive in Nigeria, what do you meet? Yes, if you are Nigerian, let's speak the truth now. When you come into Nigeria, even foreigners from other countries, I have friends who go to Nigeria, they tell me, your country is horrible. Yes. What do you see? Go to the restroom in Nigeria. You will see somebody clutching a tissue paper in his hand. Tissue paper that is supposed to be in one place. They have it in their hands because when they give you a piece of it, they expect you to give them money. Is that a country? Yes. Beautiful country. Yes. People, that's what people do. You want to use the restroom, somebody has the tissue paper in his hand. He will cut you some and then expect you to give him money. That is not the country we want. And this is why you don't like us from the diaspora who will speak it the way it is. Who is proud of that? I am not. If you are, something is wrong with you. And that is what we want to change. And Nigeria is the way it is because of the quality of leadership. How can a tout be a governor and you expect that state to be good? How can someone who dropped out of school become commissioner of education and you expect the best educational policies? It's impossible. How can somebody who is a quack become a surgeon and you expect patients to be recovering? Yes, a country where doctors will take bribe before they perform surgery, or they divert you to their patient, to their own private hospitals. Yes, they run the system down, and they come back and say that there are no equipments to do the work. How come a police officer who is supposed to be an officer of the law be the biggest violator of the law? Every time they are asking for money for every little thing. The soldiers have now become more corrupt because soldiers are now on the street instead of being on the barrack, in their barracks. They are worse now. The whole system is upside down. A politician embezzles a whole state budget and nothing happens to him. Nobody prosecutes him. Every day, the media is even the worst. The media, journalists in Nigeria will sit down at home, concoct stories at home without getting to the source of his story. And then he publishes it and it's a big headline news. That is why some of us are going into what we are going into, doing this media. This is the only way Nigerians are beginning to see the truth, to see what is taking place in their country. And this is what they don't like. They hate to see that they have an alternative now that are more reliable than the nonsense that they report at home. Are you talking about what? Yeah, teachers who will go into the classroom, yes, and don't teach. I don't even blame those ones because the environment is not any more conducive for teaching and learning to take place. The schools are dilapidated. They don't have the material that they need to teach, to impart knowledge in the students. And the students are running haywire. Some young men become cultists, robbers. They go and rob. Close to the end of the semesters when they have to take exam, they bring money, bribe the professors, and they go. Then the girls are forced to give sex in order for them to pass exam. Is that a country? Is that a system? Is that something anybody should be proud of? This is why they hate us. This is why they don't want us to be heard. This is why they are putting us on watch list. But Nigeria is going to explode. Mark it. It's going to explode. And nothing is going to save any of you. Yeah, the people are being stretched near beyond their elastic limit. I guess they still have a little bit of grains left. But what is coming to Nigeria, what is coming to visit Nigeria is better imagined. It's better imagined. And that is why I was advising Bola Tinubu last week. Leave. 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 Silence can be very dangerous. The people in Nigeria have their backs on the walls. I blame them sometimes, but I understand the meaning of poverty because I've seen it. Sometimes because of what is taking place in Nigeria, I become broke and don't have money after giving up everything that I have to those who will call me in early morning and be crying that they have not fed their children for 4 days. You know, when you hear that I have children, you hear that type of story. I gave up. There was a week I gave up everything that I had. I forgot to put a reserve for me to buy gas for the week. Yes, I nearly got embarrassed. Yes, for helping Nigeria. You think we are happy? We are happy? Who is coming to Nigeria? Why do I have to come to Nigeria, to be very honest? For now, right now. Yeah, if I come to Nigeria, because that's what they are looking for. You come to Nigeria, they take you out of the circulation, they won't be hearing this voice. There are some people that this voice is providing a lot of emotional support for. That this voice is inspiring thousands, if not millions of Nigerians. So they don't want these voices to be heard. That's why they are angry with us. But you are going to be tired of seeing our face, like Bob Marley said. So, Kemi, Nandap, we are not afraid. We are not afraid. We are smart. We are very intelligent people. Bravery does not mean that you tell us that you are going to arrest us, then we walk into it. We will only walk into your arrest program when we have the means to overpower you. And it can be done. But that is not on our agenda right now. I am not going to advise you. You know that you are not going to be a good officer where you are because you are corrupt. It's going to be business as usual. I'll be very happy to see the borders in Nigeria, especially those in the north, sealed up so that the flow of arms from Libya and from the Sahel will not continue. But I know you can't do it. I know you cannot do it. I know Nigeria does not have Nigeria is broke, very broke, and Nigeria is very vulnerable. If a little Boko Haram can hold a whole Nigerian army to ransom for nearly 20 years, that tells the world. Let me just not talk much about that. We know what's going on. So when they appointed you, you should have just said, okay, this is what I want to do, whether you're able to do it or not, because I know you're not going to be able to do anything anyway. You won't be able to do a damn thing. One, you don't have the funding to do whatever. If you had any plan to do anything, the funding to do them is not there. They have finished the whole money. They are borrowing on top of Nigerians. They are borrowing against the next generation of Nigerians. Yes, young generation, the young people of Nigeria now hear this. You have a lot of debts piled up for you to pay. That is why we are asking you, take charge of your country. Tinubu is borrowing and borrowing and borrowing recklessly to fund his pocket, to fund his businesses. I hope you guys are aware of the scandals. We are still digging to find out, to get to the bottom of the matter about the refineries that he allegedly owns in Malta. Yeah, where they take Nigerian crude oil to. Yes, offshore refinery that he allegedly owns. I know he owns Owando. I know during the electionary campaign, I was asking you to ask him who owns Owando. Because all of you are, let me stop short of calling you dumb. You were more interested in collecting those pittances. The young people of Nigeria, sometimes you get me mad. You are not asking questions. Even as the other candidate, Peter Obi, was bringing up issues to be discussed, you were not looking at the issues. You were looking at the money that you were going to get to sell your votes. Yes. All the alarms that were raised, you see now they are coming right in front to slap everybody. A man who blatantly opened his mouth to tell you that he was going to continue the hellish policies of the terrorism, grandfather of terrorism, Muhammadu Buhari. You blatantly. He lost, he didn't win the election. But you guys went to sleep and allowed INEC to announce him, allowed the Supreme Court to violate the Constitution of Nigeria, especially with reference to the status of Abuja. You guys went to sleep. And you say you are youths. You couldn't. A country that is supposed to be more for you than for anybody, you couldn't defend your country. You went to sleep. Yes, there are consequences for bad choices. You made that choices. Now it's hard to correct. Yes, the only way to correct it is to stand up. You are not going to be able to do it anyhow. Don't wait for 2027 because you are not going to win an election in 2027. There will not be an election in 2027. If a criminal who came from the periphery came and bought the army, bought the courts, bought the traditional fake, corrupt, and morally bankrupt, high-profile traditional rulers in Nigeria, bought up everybody. Now his family in charge. And with Nigerians being so docile, you are not able to do what the Senegalese did. When they elected the man that they wanted, that the government sent to prison, they said, okay, without him in the ballot, without him out, there will be no election in Senegal. 2 weeks to that election, that young man was released. And he went ahead, only 2 weeks of preparation for campaign. Only 2 weeks he had. Senegalese youths voted massively for him, defended their votes, and put him there as president of Senegal. Young Faye, I think he's about less than 40 years old. Yes. Look at what the Kenyan youths are doing. Nigerian youths you are dancing, you are watching BB Niger, you are doing all kinds of things. Your country is eroding violently. and being eroded by octogenarians who have lost their testamentary capacity. A big liar whose daughter is 61 years old, but he's announcing that he himself is 71 years old. So 10 years difference. So he was 10 years when he had his first daughter. You know that cannot be supported biologically. Yes. And you went to sleep. You didn't think that was not. A man that you did not know the elementary school he went to. He has no classmate in high school. He has no classmate in elementary school. He came to the United States. He stole somebody's identity to go, oh Lord have mercy. And then you talk, it was Nigerians, I don't understand. I just don't, I'm trying to hold myself not to say something bad to my people. Yes. Look at where you are. A liar. His work history, a lie. And all these things are verified. What else? And then you are praying to God to come and help you. How do you want God to come? What do you want God to do that he has not already done? He has exposed this man bare to you to take a decision on him. You refused. You refused. Look at, within 1 year, what he has turned your country into. And you are still sleeping. And some are still defending him. Some are defending him on account of tribal relationship. Some are doing so on account of he's not a Muslim, but the hypocrites say they are defending their Islam, because it's a Muslim. You understand? And even there are rogue pastors, bishops who lined up. Oh Lord, I've missed this country. Nigeria is funny. The people of Nigeria are funny. Nigeria is a great country. Let me not say Nigeria. The people of Nigeria are something else. Yes, you are something else. So the price you are paying is for the bad choice that you made. But you can correct that choice by standing up. I wonder where the so-called Sultan of Sokoto is today. How he'll be looking at himself. Shameful, shameless man, corrupt man. Yes, he says Sultan of Sokoto, the head of Muslims in Nigeria. He opened his mouth blatantly, was threatening the whole of Nigeria, that nothing will stop the inauguration of Bola Tinubu. Well, is he talking today again now? I think he's silent because he knows that when a revolution takes place in Nigeria, those young people that he has been victimizing in the north of Nigeria, all those emirs, including himself, they will all be swept off. That is why he's silent now. That is why they are putting plans together. They try to want to create a military coup, their usual way of escaping. No, it's the Nigerian people that will take Bola Tinubu down. Our military has been messed up. That Sultan man is a shameless man. He ought to resign from that position. He's morally bankrupt. But he will not, because that is Nigeria. African leaders, they don't resign. They are forced out because they have no conscience. They have dark hearts. Very wicked and evil people. They are the reason Africa is the way it is. The young people, sane young people, want to change it in its time. But I see something for Nigeria as bleak as it looks right now. In no distant time, Nigeria will be set aright. I know that one for sure. All right. Thank you very much for listening. I appreciate you this morning. Let me catch some sleep. And I wish all of you who are already on your way to work a great day. And please, keep coming back. Keep sharing our messages. Keep liking. Those who want to follow us on Facebook, our handle on Facebook is at Open Nigeria 1. At Open Nigeria, then ONE, at Open Nigeria 1. On YouTube, we are there as at Nigeria Now on ONN, at Nigeria Now on ONN, at Nigeria Now on ONN. If you are on LinkedIn, you look for Smart Madu Ajaja, you'll find me there. This message is also there. And on Twitter, at Smart Ajaja. That's my Twitter handle. But if you want to follow Open Nigeria, just at Open Nigeria 1. That's the number 1. Unlike what we have. And on Instagram, it's at Open Nigeria 1. At Open Nigeria 1 on Instagram. We'd like to continue to, have this conversation. Talk about if you have any suggestion on, how we can make things better, we'll appreciate. And I invite you, some of you, any of you who want to be part of our movement on YouTube membership, you can, check us out on YouTube to explore that. We need all the support that we can muster to push this message, put this agenda, to get this message into the heads of Nigerians, first of all. And our program expand into Africa. Nigeria needs a lot of sensitization because they have kept those people redundant, mentally redundant for a very long time, especially those in the north of Nigeria. The kind of hell that they go through, the poverty in that part of Nigeria is unbelievable. I've never seen any such type of poverty anywhere on earth. I've been to 30 countries. I've never seen the type of poverty that I went through, I saw in the north of Nigeria, having lived there and know the kind of squalor that people go through. Then that is a place where a 6-year-old can be thrown out by parents. They say they are going to learn Islamic studies. They deny them access to school. And the Malams abuse them. They send them begging to go beg food. They beg for their own. They beg for the Malams. They take the food from them. They can go for days without taking showers. They can go for anywhere is home to them. Children who need to be loved. Sadly, they don't have that parental love. There are over 20 million of them on the streets of Nigeria. They are supposed to be in classes, but no, they are not. They are on the streets begging. And then these elites, they call themselves northern elites. They call themselves northern elders. They call themselves northern traditional rulers. They call themselves northern emirs. They call themselves northern scholars. They call themselves all kinds of northern things. They don't see themselves as Nigeria. They only come to steal from Nigeria, rob Nigeria, to pay themselves, and then give nothing to the people of the north of Nigeria. Our hearts go out to these children. We are trying to create a program to begin to help them do things as much as we can. That is why we are trying to do whatever we can. And we rely on you to help us expand our message by sharing, by bringing more people in, by joining our membership. Whatever you can do to support us, we sincerely appreciate. That is the story of Nigeria, Africa's biggest, most populous country, and the most populous country on the surface of the earth for the black people. Out of every 5 black person, 1 is a Nigerian. That is the ratio. Nigeria is in trouble. And I love the country. I love Africa. I love the world. I don't want Africa to collapse. I don't want Nigeria to collapse. What some people want is the collapse of Nigeria, and for them to have the opportunity to jump on Africa and recolonize it. You and I can help stop that. And then, a lot of opportunities there, a lot of mineral resources, natural resources that can be harnessed honestly, legitimately, not illegally as it is being done now, for the good of the whole world. Because we are one family, we are one people, but we deserve some degree of respect. And that is what Africa has been through so much. Yeah, I'm very passionate about what we have been through as a people, been through slavery. Over 20 million of us, our ancestors were taken across the Atlantic, and then another several millions taken through this trans-Sahara trade route to the Arab world for 700 years, 7 solid 100 years of Arab slavery over Africans. 400 years European slavery. Yes, a total of 1,100 years. Has slavery really ended? Not entirely. Yeah, black people are still enslaved in the Arab world. We hear so many sad stories of people who go in the name of looking for greener pastures. They get there stuck, and a lot of things are being done to them. Yeah, it's still going on. Yeah, but perhaps not on the scale it was, and is being underreported. Now they call it human trafficking. What is the difference between human trafficking and slavery? The same thing, same thing. All right, it's happening at different times. That is what it is. So we need the support of everybody. Your voice, your number, your subscription, your following, you're liking our message, you're expanding our horizon. Talk about all this that we are talking. We have a forum to talk about them. This is where we need your help mostly. Thank you very much and have a great day. Bye for now.